across the city. So we have the purple sky, the ocean blue, fire red. I don't know what could be better than 6 a.m. morning in Malibu. How to continue living. It's simple. But it's not about ocean, it's about kind of isolation from the town and nature. I remember in any city I had a chance to live in, I had a specific place that I would come just to sit and enjoy the stillness. Because we try to rush the time, we have the most productive life, productive days. I recently heard one quote from one of the philosophers, and it says, "One worthwhile hour a day worth your life." So if you have a chance to make your day worse by doing something for at least 1 hour, your day already worth your time. Don't leave. I know that I must have
Go.
for a moment. Have to stay motivated and keep up with energy during the week. First of all, I don't really rely on motivation since it's very short-term feeling, and relying on that would be not a great idea. And I think my schedule was always filled up with things, either it was jobs, studying, or any sort of activities. Also, I need to stay social, meet with my friends or meet new people. And with this schedule, I don't really feel exhausted in the end of the week. And I realize as more as I demand of myself, the more I can actually produce, if it makes sense. And it's very simple. Energy comes from energy. And I notice most of the time when I did not do enough in my life, or I was just laying in bed and couldn't really do anything, my energy wasn't low. But when I actually started asking myself to do more, even though I may not really do all the things that I planned for the week or for the month, I still try to do everything that I planned. And I stay motivated more when I ask myself more. And as you notice this with your life, every time when you do something new for the first time, it is very hard, and because you not get used to it. But as more times go by, your body and your brain get used to it, as easier it is to do what you're doing. And any habit that you want to implement into your life, it gets easier with practice and time. As more practice you do on things that are not easy for you, it will get easier eventually. And also it really applies to when you know that you're physically and mentally healthy, because you know when you're just being a little bit lazy. And having the rest is crucial to our body and our mental health. It's very important to not neglect it when your body really asks for it, because if you're gonna neglect it right now, your body will naturally be exhausted and it would not really ask you later. It's more as you demand of yourself, the more you can do and the more you can accomplish. Also, if you feel that you don't really have time for everything that you want to do, just ask yourself, how much time do you spend scrolling on social media? I know it's very common right now, but really, I usually complain that I don't have enough time when I spend so much time for meaningless scrolling on social media. and then I feel guilt that I did not do everything that I planned for. So just like a circle of hell. There is no way that you don't have time, because time doesn't go anywhere. We think that we don't have enough time, but then we basically see that we just don't spend our time on things that are important for us. I really hope that I answered this question the most simple way I can do. There's always things that I want to share or to talk about and discuss, but today is not the day. Today is the day when I prefer silence, and this is not bad. Sometimes you need to know exactly when you don't want to talk to or to interact. Silence is sometimes more important than any words, and it usually speaks so loud if you can hear it. Today I was thinking about how much we spend our energy and time thinking, overthinking, and actually sometimes living in the past or in the future, but not in the present. But the only thing that we have is now. 24 hours, and you are known by your actions and what are you doing today. And I often think that I would not want to be identified by my past or being so anxious about my future or being so anxious in the present, because I subconsciously live in the future. And in this very moment, I choose calm. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned last year is the present. The water over there. It's pretty cute. I honestly think that all of my good insights and thoughts that I want to share always happening in my car when I'm driving. Probably because I spend so much time here. One thing that can be promised, you will never be in peace if you think about others so much. Being accepted by others or try everyone to like you, you will never be liked by everyone, and it's great. There is no need to be liked by everyone, because there's always gonna be people who like you and who don't. And why don't we pay attention to people who like us instead of paying attention to those few people who does not? And I think a truthful, fulfilled life with some peace in it can be reflected on one's ability to be in comfort by yourself. And while we care so much about being perceived by others around, we usually forget about being okay with us and like ourselves first. Because in the end of the day, you're the only one person spending your entire life with. So why don't we care about ourselves first in the beginning? And just think about people around, it's like external world. So if you're gonna rely on the external world and their perception of us to control our life, we will never be in peace. Being at peace, it's relying on your internal world. And from this we have another question: how long you gonna wait to become the person you want to become? How long you gonna wait the specific time, specific situation to be that one person that you want to be? And we often think that the highest version of ourselves is our jobs, money, power, partners, friends, basically external world. But we often neglect that there is internal world that cannot be taken away from us. Jobs, career, and anything else that you can surround yourself with can be taken away today or tomorrow. You never know. But the peace inside you and the happiness you create for yourself won't be taken away. It's impossible. You can't control it. Nobody else will control it for you, and nobody else can give it to you. Only you can do this for yourself. And of course, most of us looking for validation from external resources, such as people, social media, or anything else. And when we specifically rely on an external world, it usually breaks us apart, and we end up in resentment, anxiety, and other feelings that we don't really want to have. For example, the story of my life that is happening right now. Making films or any content art that I make to get the recognition and the feedback that I expected to do. And if I was always relying on the feedback that I expected to get, I would just end up endlessly full of anxiety and broken inside. But relying on the internal world will not take validation that I get from myself, because it just simply cannot be taken. You don't need to change the world outside, you just need to change the world inside you. So look around and recognize what are you tied to. If it's the external things, and I highly recommend you to rethink this out, because we don't really want to be in anxiety.